Exactly. That's how I start my sessions, because at the end of the day, that ends up being the case. Now, before we go into what we have for today, all right, before we go into what we have for today, I have a quick question. I'm going to have series of questions moving on. Okay, as we move on from time to time, maybe every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, every hour, every 30 minutes, whatever we do end up deciding, I'm going to be asking the questions in bits and pieces. But first, let's begin with the first question. The first question, okay? So I believe everyone is listening. I believe Aina is listening. Ade, you are listening. Adenike, you are listening. You're ready for the question. Anthony, you're ready for the question. Chinelo, you're ready for the question. Emmy, Elizabeth, Femi, iPhone, even iPhone is ready for the question as well. Okay. Kingsley is ready. Marco is ready. Matthias is ready. We are all ready for the first question. If you know you are ready, because I mentioned some names, but I did not mention every name. So if you know that you're ready, just like what you did for Fogbear, I want you to go to the chat box and send, please, I'm ready. Just send I'm ready to the chat box. Quickly. Okay? Send what? Send I'm ready to the chat box. Okay, so I can see I'm ready. So Patricia just sent in I'm ready. So the rest of us, come on, guys. I want to see I'm ready. I'll be ready. Are we ready to get the first question? We are going to be having lots of fun. We are going to see how we can leverage AI in every one of our roles, in all the roles we made that you saw in the flyers. And we might even take it a bit step further for you to see how you can leverage AI in your day-to-day activities. All right, but first, I want to know, are we ready to go? Come on, guys. Bemi, are you ready to go? Okay, IBB. Anna, are you ready? Julius, are you ready? So Lady Gold is ready. Okay, Lady Gold is ready. Julius, are you ready for the question? The first question. Mark, are you ready? Matthias, are you ready? Rose, come on, I need responses, okay? I need responses. I mentioned that we are going to be having fun. Now, for that to be the case, we would need to respond. If we don't respond, then I'll probably just go through the session as like maybe just another webinar. But that should not be the case. That won't be the case. And so what do we need to do? I need our responses. Are we ready to go? Come on, guys. So Mark is ready. Okay. So Chinelo is ready. Fantastic. All right, okay. I can see. So I can see that you guys are sending me private messages. It would be better if you send the messages to the general chat box so everyone can see what we are talking about and that everyone can participate and of course give our own contribution or two. Okay, because at the moment it seems I'm getting lots and lots of direct messages. So you can only send. Oh, okay, so IBB mentioned I can only send a direct message to you. All right, that should not be the case. Okay, that should not be the case. So just give me a moment while I fix that because of course I want everyone to interact. Okay, so at the top of so I can see there's no option to send to general. Now at the top of your chat box, you're going to see this blue box, and the blue box will probably have my name in there. Okay, the box will probably have my name. Now, what do you want to do? Click on that blue box and then select meeting group chat. Click on the blue box and then select meeting group chat. That way, the messages will become general. Oh, fantastic, Dolapo. Okay, fantastic, Femi. Fantastic, Julius. Oh, we are going to be having fun, guys. Okay, IBB is ready. All right, so Omoye might just did that. We are going to. Oh, Priscilla is ready. All right then. All right, even Kingsley is ready as well. Now, the first question. The first question. What is the first question? If you have two options, you have two options. Stay with me, guys. Stay with me and listen closely. I got you. Okay. If you have two options, and the first option is for you to be giving $2 million, or the you giving the ability to foresee, that's foresight. You've been told to choose one of two items. either $3 million or foresight. Which would you choose? That's the I'm driving to a place, okay? Just stay with me. Stay along for the ride. But which would you choose? I'll rephrase if we did not get that. I would rephrase. If you've been given two options, you've been given two pills, or the red pill or the blue pill, okay? And what the first was $3 million. Right now, no string attached. No string attached. Or foresight. Mark says foresight. Dolakbo says the ability to see, of course. Um, Nine Eater is not of that opinion. Nine Eater says, I would rather take the money. Okay. Julia says foresight. Blessing says foresight. Akim says ability to see ahead. Emmy says foresight. IBB says what? $2 million. IBB is all about the Benjamins. Even Rose. Rose is still about the money. Rose says 2 million. Okay. Tosin says 2 million. All right. We build on that. We would build on that. But stay with me. We'll get there. I'll make reference to that later on. Okay? Just stay with me, guys. We are going to be having fun. That's something that is sure. That's something that is a fact. And that's something that we are going to witness. But before we come back to that question, let's move ahead, first of all. Okay? All right. So, what are we doing today? We are going to be taking a look at AI. But AI in what sense? We get there. Now, the topic for today, I'm sure we had access to the flyers. We know what we signed up for today. What we're going to be taking a look at is how we can leverage Claude AI as a data analyst, a business analyst, a HR analyst, or a financial analyst. That is what we are dealing with. It's the time of AI. AI here, AI there, AI everywhere. I'm sure when you slept and woke up this morning, there's this new AI tool that you were informed about, this new artificial intelligence. Every application now has one kind of AI embedded or not. Like everything. There's if you want to be in the big leagues now, let's say you want to build an app. So maybe we have some entrepreneurs on the call, and then you have an app. Okay. And now, let me give you a quick route to success. If you want your app to succeed, try adding in AI features. Try adding in what? AI features. There is no app right now that is heavy in the market, like a popular application that does not have AI. Think about it. Mention apps. There's a semblance of AI in there. Now, how can you leverage AI as an individual? How can you leverage AI in your role? We get there. But what are the different tasks that we have? The different, let's call them milestones, the different checkpoints that we have for today. We're going to begin with how can you leverage AI in your role? Step one. Step one, we begin with what? How can you leverage AI in your role? Step two, we take a look at the pathway for you to become a data analyst, a HR analyst, a financial analyst, or a business analyst. Step three, we take a look at the new cohort that's going to begin at the 7th of September and how you can be a part of that. And step four, we take a look at a special discount offer for you. But before all of that, who is Analytics? Before all of this, what is Analytics? Before we move on, whom, I don't know if that's correct now, okay? But whom is Analytics? Now, Analytics is an EdTech firm. And what we do is that we help to lower the tech barrier to get as many persons of the Black community of African descent into tech. Now, the reason why we started all of this is that we took a look at the tech industry in the whole, and we noticed that you don't see many persons of African descent. You don't see many persons of the Black community as a whole in tech. Of course, when you take a look at some other industries and what we term, survivor jobs, now you see many Africans. But when you then take a look at tech, you don't see so much Africans. Of course, you see the Indians, you see, the Asians in general, but that's not the case for Africans. So what did we do? What did we decide? we decided to, come into the industry to lower the tech barrier. So each and every one of you, on the call at the moment, that you can have that career you want, that you can succeed and have that kind of career, that career growth, making the cool money, have that good work-life balance, working remotely, each and everything that you want to achieve, that it becomes a possibility. And we have 8 programs at the moment. We have, I would list all of them very quickly. Of course, you can see them on my screen at the moment. Okay, so we have data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, full stack data science. Okay, we have the financial analytics, the HR analytics, the agile project management, which was previously known as Scrum. So, of course, we expanded that program. And then we have cybersecurity and also AI engineering, which is more of a coming soon. All right. And we have facilitators that have worked in Fortune 500 companies, Apple, Microsoft, name all of them. So when you are going to be learning, that you're learning from the absolute best in the industry. But who am I? You might be wondering, who is ISO, sir? So there's this guy that has been speaking for a while now. There's this guy that has been saying, oh, you have questions, I need you to respond. Who is he? Now, Olabode, you talked about, do we have product management? Now, I'm going to get into product management in due time. Product management is a big name right now. People are like, oh, I want to be a product manager. I want to be a product manager. But is that really a career path you should choose, Olabode? Is it really? We get there. Stay with me. Okay? So, who is Aisha, sir? Who am I? First thing first, I'm Aisha Bolaho, as you can see from the name tag, as I always say, okay? At the bottom left, you can see my name, and I'm a seasoned technology professional. I have diverse experience across different paths, ranging from data analytics to business analysis, power platform development, and data engineering. And at the start of the year, I think January or February, around that time, I delved into predictive AI engineering, and I've been able to help organizations, companies across different countries, including the UK, the US, Canada, Singapore. So I've been opportunity to work with a Singaporean company just a couple of months ago, and what I did for them is that I helped them transform their critical business processes using all my skill sets. That's helping them automate their processes, helping them take them from where they are to where they want to be. Okay, and I've been able to train over 1,500 professionals across 4 continents, including Africa, Asia, the Europe, and of course North America. All right, and yeah, that's just a little bit about me. Those are boring details. There are some other fun facts about me. Okay, fun facts. Number one fun fact is that I can read minds, so I can read your mind. That's a fun fact about me. That's not mundane. Okay, another thing is that I can speak French. Okay, yeah, but maybe speaking French is mundane, anyways. But yeah, you get what I mean. Okay, but that's it about me. But the reason why you're here is not to see this face. We are here to see how we can leverage AI. I asked a question previously. If you were given $2 million, or you were given the ability to foresee, what would you choose? And we had different responses. We had responses that said, oh, I would want to be able to, I would want the money. I would want to be able to foresee. Second question, do you think AI will take over the world? Come on, guys. We need to respond, okay? Today is going to be TGIT. Thank God it's Thursday, okay? The fact that you joined the session right now, you are going to, your day just got a whole lot better, okay? Your day was going fine before. It was going well. You were having fun. The fact you're on the session right now, it just got a whole lot better, 4x better. Now, do you think AI will take over the world? What do we think? Come on, guys. What do you think? What do we think? What do we think? All right. So, Anita says yes. Anita is of the opinion that AI is going to take over the world. Nafisa says yes. AI is going to take over the world. Olabode says it has the potential. All right. it has the potential. Maybe AI would not take over the world, but there's a likelihood that will probably be in what we call, Terminator. Okay, I don't know if you're familiar with Terminator, but anyway, that's by the way. Okay, Anafi says most likely, and Ngzama says no, AI will not take over the world. It is here to help it. Ingzama is an optimist, okay? Always seeing the good side of things. And Dolapo says, yes, of course. Dolapo is so sure that AI is going to take over the world. Dolapo is so sure. So Dolapo says what? Yes, of course. All right? Maybe says yes. Chinelo says, not essentially. Maybe, maybe, but I don't think so. Okay? And yeah, that is we can see comments, our thoughts. Yes, AI will take over the world. No, AI will not take over the world. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. But really, what is the case? What is the case? What is the reality that we're actually going to face? Is AI really going to come in here and kick us all to the curbs? Or is AI going to come in here and help us? Is AI going to take every job that now no one is employed anymore and we have a global unemployment crisis? Or is there something else? What is it really? Okay, what is it? Stay with me. Okay, now the reality really is that those who can't use AI will be replaced by those who can. That is the fact. AI is going to change a lot in what we do today. I'm sure we already know. A couple of months ago, or last year, last year, it was last year. There was no AI on WhatsApp. I'm sure we know that AI has that WhatsApp has AI, right? If you know that WhatsApp has AI embedded, send a yes to the chat box. I just want to be sure that we are familiar with the terrain that we're working with. All right. So Unzama says yes. Unzama is aware. Okay. Miwabe is aware. Priscilla is aware. All right. Ibuku is aware. Okay. So we are all aware. Fantastic. Fantastic. We are aware. Now, regarding that, WhatsApp did not have AI before, but now they do. Why? I'll tell you very soon. Okay, I'll tell you very soon. But before I tell you that, now I know that, like I said, today's session, the fact that you are here right now, your session just got 2x better. It's a fact. Like, I'm sure you already feel you're already grooving to to what the excitement, what you're going to learn. All right. Now, if you are sure you want the recording and the materials, everything that we are going to be doing in this session, you want access to the materials, the recording, the resources. There's something absolutely necessary you need to do. Two things actually. Number one is that you need to fill the attendance form. Now, my colleagues have been doing an amazing job of sending the attendance form to the chat box. What do you want to do? Click on that link, fill in the attendance form, and also ensure you stay till the end of the session. These are the two things that you need to actually get the resources. So go ahead, click on that link, fill in the attendance form, stay till the end of the session. That's still along for the ride, because of course, when Aisha is the driver, it's going to be a fantastic ride. Back to what we said. WhatsApp has AI now. And some of us, we know, just like Clem. Clem knows. Promise knows as well. Promise says yes. Okay. Felix says yes. Felix even went ahead to give us the name, which is what? Meta AI. Why did WhatsApp now have AI? Because WhatsApp understood the times. Meta, which is the company, they understood the times that AI is the next big thing. Next big thing. It is the big thing. Okay. And that if they want to remain relevant, they need to have their own form of AI. Even now, X has AI. Do we know X has AI? Who knows? Who knows that X has AI? I'm sure when I say X, I mean Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, now known as X. Do we know that X now has their own AI? Who knows? If you know, send a yes to the chat box. Okay? If you know X, Twitter, they now have AI. Say, oh, Francis knows. If you don't know, send no to the chat. Oh, I don't know. If you know, say yes, I know. If you don't know, say no, I don't know. Okay, so I can see yes, yes. So yes from IBB, yes for Francis, no from Miriam, no from Nzama. Okay, I can see no from Priscilla. Oh, now guys, X as AI. I think it was brought in. Was it last week or last 2 weeks? It's not. It's new. It's new. It's not. It hasn't been around. It's called Claude. Is it Claude? I've forgotten the exact name now. Okay, but it starts with a letter C. It starts with a letter C. So I've forgotten the name, but it starts with a letter C. Now, if you're on Twitter or you're on X, you can confirm this. If you go on X right now, okay, if you go on X right now, you would see a new icon at the bottom. You'd see a new icon at the bottom after your search icon. If you click on that, you see there's AI embedded in Twitter now. So everyone is using AI, because they don't want to be replaced. Meta does not want this new platform to come around, that now the platform has AI incorporated and no one wants to use WhatsApp anymore. If you are familiar with video editing, you know, you're a graphics designer and you use CapCut, you know that CapCut has AI embedded. There's no platform out there that does not have AI. At least the popular platforms. So what you need to do, AI is not going to take over the world. In some ways, it will. But who is actually going to do the actual taking over? It's those that can use AI. So Olamilekan, if you can use AI, you would replace someone that can't. Demi, if you can use AI, you would replace someone that can't. If you're not here with me, say I'm with you. Just place that in the chat box, okay? We're just starting. This is just the introduction, okay? This is just the introduction. We are going to see how we can leverage AI to increase our efficiency and our productivity as individuals in the workspace, so that we don't fall in the left category, but that we do end up being in what? In the right category. And that when that switch is fully made, we are in the right side. Let's move on. Now, you are a data analyst, or you're a business analyst, you are a HR analyst, or you are a financial analyst, and you've just gotten a gig, you've just gotten a job. You did not have any work experience. Now, you had a lot of experience. Don't get me wrong, you had a lot of experience, but let's say it's a new industry, and you've just been given that opportunity to work in that role. Okay, you've been able to get it done, and then you went ahead to, first day of the job, you were during your first week, because many organizations, what they do is that during your first week, first 2 weeks, you are eased into the process. That is, there'll be someone that will be attached to you, someone that would help you, to show you the ropes. Oh, this is the way we do things in the organization. This is what we can do. This is what we can do. This is what we can do. Okay, that's what many organizations do. Like the onboarding stage, the onboarding period. That is what you were expecting. When you got into, we call this company ABC. When you got into company ABC, what you were expecting was that you are going to be eased into the process. But that was not the case. First day on the job, very first day, like you just arrived. And we're like, oh, thank you very much. Oh, are you the data analyst? Oh, yes, I'm the data analyst. Thank you. It's a pleasure to work with you. We know that you're going to do big things with us here at company ABC. All right, thank you very much. Oh, this is your desk, or maybe if you are a senior data analyst or something, oh, this is your office, or this is your cubicle, depending on your role. Okay. Oh, this is where you this is where you stay. These are your equipment. Oh, thank you. Please ensure you feel at company, not at home now, since you're in the company. Okay. All right. So you feel at company in quotes, and you're like, oh, fantastic, no problem, thank you. And then while you were easing, 2 hours later, remember you just resumed. 2 hours later, what happens? Someone comes over and say, oh, thank you. Oh, I've just been told we hired a data analyst. Oh, I've just been told we hired a HR analyst. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, we are trying to do this. So we are having an issue with this. We're having an issue with this. Yes, data. Can you help us find a solution? And you don't know what to do. Don't get me wrong. You are a fantastic data analyst. You know how you can go ahead to analyze data, but you don't know how to solve that company's problem. You don't know where to start from. You have the data, you've been given the data, but what should you even do? What's the first thing for you to do? And then you go into a frenzy, thinking you are going to break the Guinness World Record. And what will that Guinness World Record be? Can you guys guess? What do you think the Guinness World Record will be for that employee? The employee thinks he's going to break it, that he should break the Guinness World Record. Guinness World Record for what? I'm sure you're following my story. I'll rephrase. Okay. So the employee just got employed, and they've been given a task that they can do, but they don't know where to begin. And they feel that they are going to break the world record, the Guinness World Record. Guinness World Record for what? What record do you think they're going to break? Fantastic. Naita got it. Absolutely. Like that was just on point. Naita. That exactly. Okay, that is just it. They'll feel that they're going to get fired on their first day. Like shortest, what's it called now? Shortest length ever, maybe shortest work length ever or something. Okay. So they will feel that they are going to fall in that category. And then they're going to a frenzy, they're panicking. What should be done? I'll get into that. Now, for this company, the data set that was provided can be downloaded from this point. So I'm going to send the link. I'm going to send the link to the data set to the chat box, because of course we are going to work with the data set. Okay, I'll send it to the chat box, and then if you can try to follow along. But if you can't follow along, you can't practice along, ensure you listen in, fill in the attendance form, till till the end of the session, stay along for the ride, get your cup of coffee, your cup of juice, whatever it is you want, okay? And then you do what? You just relax, okay? And all of the resources, the recording, the materials, everything will be sent to you, so you can go ahead to download your the data set, and of course to practice. Okay. All right. But I'm going to go ahead. I would send that. I'm going to send it to the send the link to the chat box. So if you want to download the data set, you can use that very link. Okay. All right. Now, so that is the data set. And this is what that employee is saying. I used to say, me that was just employed. Where will I start from? Okay, with a little bit of accent. All right, me that was just employed. Me that was just employed. Okay, where will I start from? What will I do? First day in the office, you've been given a task. You've been given the data set, and of course, you can download the data set from that link. And you were told, oh, we want to increase our sales. That's the only thing we were told. Oh, we want to increase our sales. That's just the only thing we're told. We want to increase our sales. What do I do? Where do I start from? Okay, where do I start from? Support says to grant access. So don't you have access? All right. Has any other person tried to download the application tried to download the data set, sorry, and did not have access. Okay, just give me a moment. Let me try to fix that up. Okay, it's open, no access. So yes, it's okay. So I think you should be able to download it. All right, you should have open access. Okay, so Patricia was able to get it downloaded. So for the rest of us, you should have access. Okay, you should have access. Just go ahead to click on the link. All right, just click on the link and the data set should be downloaded automatically. All right, thank you very much, Amy. So that means we're on point. Now, this person is saying, oh, I just got employed. What do I do? This is what this new employee can do. This new employee can be a step above others. How? By using AI. Now, this employee is not going to use AI to do all of the work, but is going to use AI to have a starting point. Remember that phrase earlier that said, if those that can't use AI will be replaced by those that can. Okay, let me take a look at the. Just give me a moment, guys. Let me try. I'll just try that link again. See. Okay. Oh, let me use something else. Let me try to grant access to the data sets. So just to ensure that everyone has access. Just give me a moment. Just use another browser. Okay, just give me 2 minutes, okay? All right. So while I do this, like I mentioned earlier, if you know that you have not filled in the attendance form, please do so. So in case if you're not able to follow along, okay, you're not able to follow along, that you know assured that you will get all of the materials and everything that you need to get access to the materials, the recordings, so you will be able to practice alongside. All right. So I've just taking a look at that. So everyone can try that now. Even though you're having issues with even though you're having issues downloading the data sets previously, you can try that now. I believe it should work. All right, so this goes to everyone. So you can just, try that again. Oh, it's open. It's fantastic, Zara. Okay. All right. Moving on. Now, what do you need to do? What does this employee need to do? This employee needs to use AI. This employee is not going to use AI to do the entire work. No. The phrase earlier was those that can use AI would replace those that can't. And why is that? The real reason why. That phrase does not mean that you need to be able to build artificial intelligence. That phrase does not mean that you need to delve into AI engineering, like me. Okay, no, that's not what that means. What that means is that you need to what? You need to understand how to leverage AI tools. Because what that will do for you is that it will make you better than others due to increased efficiency and productivity. Whereby something that you can do within 5 minutes, you get it done within 2 seconds. So what would this person do? This person would use AI and get things done. And we are going to see how we are going to get it done. We are going to be in the shoes of this employee today. We've just been employed to company ABC. It's our first day in the office at company ABC. And at company ABC, you've just been given a task to work on, and you have no idea where to start. At the end of today, we want to be able to convert these data sets. This is what the data set looks like. When you go ahead to download the data set, this is what you are going to see. We want to be able to convert this data set from this into this, called the dashboard. What is the aim of company A? What is company ABC trying to do? They want to understand their sales. They want to improve their sales. And they gave you a data set and said, oh, we want to improve our sales. Help us make something happen, without no direction, nowhere to start. And we are going to get that done by leveraging AI and Power BI. Building this. Okay? Now, let's get into it. We've been given the data, but we really don't know, we really don't understand. We don't know where to start from. Now, this is what the data set would look like. You could open up the data set in you could open up the data set in your let's say Microsoft Excel, whatever. But this is on Google Sheets. This is what the data set looks like. We've been given a data set, and we've been told to do what? To help the company improve their sales. And we don't know where to start. What questions should we answer? What analysis should I carry out? Where do I even start from? We have no clue. So what do we do? Guys, tell me, what do we do? I mentioned this earlier. Since we have no clue, what do we do? So that there's a little bit of rhythm in there. Okay. Since we have no clue, what do we do? Chiki chiki chak chak, chiki chiki chak chak. Okay. So since we have no clue, what do we do? So Mary says to use AI. I says to use AI. Jennifer says start by cleaning what? The data, I guess. Okay. Olajide says AI. IBB says ask AI. Now Jennifer said to start with cleaning the data. Fun fact. People think that data would always be dirty. This fun fact, this is not part of the session. This is just due to the fact that you're with Aisha today. Aisha is going to give you a quick fun fact. Data is not always dirty. Clean data is more likely than what? Dirty data. Okay, this is a fun fact. You are more likely to engage with clean data than dirty data. Dirty data is what you call the outlier, while clean data is the norm. Because there are things that will be put in place by the data engineer when the data pipeline is being built to ensure that you don't have dirty data. The time when you most likely would have, dirty data a whole lot is when you are web scraping, because then you have no control over things. And of course, you're going to have lots of blank spaces and all of that. All right. But dirty data is not the norm. So I just want us to just get that, just clarify. Okay. Anyways, so just like we mentioned, we need to what? Consult AI. We need to what? Ask AI. What do we do? AI, I'm confused. How do I start? Please help me. And the AI we're going to use today, we'll be using Claude AI. There are different AI tools you can use. You can use Claude, you can use Gemini or Gemini, whatever works, you're both. You can use ChatGPT. We are going to work with Claude. So this is what, all right. So we are going to work with Claude AI. Now, how do you get access to Claude AI? It's simple. It's easy. You just go ahead to your website, and then you just browse Claude AI, and then you sign in, create an account, and that's just it. It's as easy as creating a ChatGPT account. Now, I could use, the reason I'm going with Claude is that for the capabilities we want to use, and if you are on a free version, Claude is one way for you to go. All right. Of course, they are paid. For example, I did not want to have to use a premium ChatGPT account, which I could have done, but I wanted something that each and every one of us can try out. Okay, because when you are in the office, you don't want to have to now uh, sign into maybe purchase, have a subscription for one account before you can get your job done. Now, this is Claude. This is the free version. We are in an industry. Let's call it, we are in company ABC is a retail industry. It's a retail industry and they want to increase their sales. And we're a data analyst. We have no clue what to do in this industry. We saw the job post and we went ahead to apply because we wanted a job. So we applied and we got the gig. Okay. And now we've been given a task. The first thing we could do is how can a data analyst help a sales industry? An organization in what that specializes in retail. So we even know where to start from. Because maybe during the interview, you said, oh, I have 50 years experience. Okay. During the interview, you said I have 50 years experience. Now they've employed you, and it's another story. Okay. But anyways, so we want to understand what can the data analyst, and this goes for everyone. I'm going to be working with data analytics, okay? But you can do this for a business analyst, an HR analyst, any industry, any path, really. So I'm going to ask the AI, how can how can a data analyst, you can use different prompts, and you want to try to be as detailed as possible. You don't want to be vague, so you don't get vague answers. You want to try to be as detailed as possible, so you get answers that are as close to the truth as you would want. All right. So there's this prompt you use. Anyways, that would be for another session. Okay. But yeah, there's a way you want to go. If you have an example you want to provide, that would help a lot. So you can go ahead to provide an example to the AI. So the AI would be able to understand things from your perspective, from your perspective. So I'm going to go ahead and say, how can a data analyst help a retail giants, let's say a retail giant, that means maybe all of those retail giants, Walmart and all of that. Okay, how can a data analyst help a retail giant to increase sales? Why are we doing this? We want to understand what we even need to do. This is already putting us above others. Someone else that would just guess, oh, I don't even know. So where do I start from? What do I start from? Now, instead of us having to spend hours and hours trying to research, we are already increasing our efficiency. So I will send this. How can a data analyst help a retail giant to increase sales? And what do we get? So the AI is doing this thing. Okay, and then we have a list of options. So it says a data analyst can help retail giants increase sales in several ways: customer segmentation, demand forecasting, price optimization. All of these things will give us an idea. Oh, we can do this. I can help the company increase sales by doing this. What does customer segmentation mean? Customer segmentation is you trying to understand the audience of that company. That is their demographics. Does the company appeal to a male audience or a female audience? Does the company appeal to Gen Z or millennials or boomers or all of those? So because when the company understands their audience, then they are able to get things done better. Because if you are now going ahead to send ads, the target market and all of that. Okay, so with this, we can read up to understand what we really need to do. For what? For company ABC. This will give us an idea. But now, in actual analysis of the data, what can we do? Because we want to know where can we start from? What questions can we answer so we can convert that data set into that dashboard? So we go ahead. After understanding what the role is about, we can come here and I would say, so we can use different prompts. The prompts we could use could be, what questions? Okay, what questions can I answer with a data set that contains these columns. So we're going to give the column headers. We're going to provide the column headers to what? To the AI. So the AI knows what our data contains. So we're going to do all of that. So I can say, what questions can I answer with a data set that contains these columns? I'll just place this in a bracket. I'll come back to my data set. I'll come back to my data set, and then I will copy the entire, column header. I'll copy the entire column header from invoice number to customer ID to revenue. I'll copy the entire thing using Control C. So I just highlight, and I can use Control C to copy. Next, I'll come back to my AI too, and then I'll paste in the headers. I paste in what? The headers. Next, I'm just going to give these spaces, maybe use a comma so I don't confuse the AI. The AI knows what I'm dealing with. So I have gender, I have age, I have category, quantity, price, okay? I have my payment method, then my invoice date. Okay, so I have all of those things. I've been able to provide information about the data set to help the AI make a decision that would be relevant to me. So the next thing I'll do, okay, I also have revenue. Okay, the next thing I'll do would be, so we have, what questions can I answer with a data set that contains these columns? Helping to increase sales. And then I hit send. And I have a lot of questions. So now I now know a place I can begin, because one question I had, people ask me so many times, okay, because of course, like I mentioned, I've been able to train over close to 2,000 professionals. Yeah, now close to 2,000 professionals. And one question that I usually have is, okay, sir, if I want to analyze my data, how do I know the questions to answer? Oh, I'm working now. I'm in the office, and I've been told to analyze the data, that there's this presentation, there's this meeting coming up, and that I need to provide insights. How do I know where to start from? Using the AI. This would while there's another data analyst that's trying to take a look at data and thinking, oh, what can I do now? Okay, can I do this? Can I do this? You're already miles ahead. You are what? Miles ahead. Saving time. Now, we have different questions. We have, which customer segments by age and gender generates the most revenue? We want to know who is the best. Like, who is which like I mentioned earlier, the customer demographics. What is our customer base like? We want to know, how does purchasing behavior vary across different age groups and genders? We have the product performance. Which product categories are the best sellers? Different questions. We are going to pick some of these questions in our data analysis. And what we are going to use will be what? We're going to work with Power BI to build the dashboard that will be able to provide insights to company ABC in terms of what? Increasing their sales. Someone say use AI. Someone say use AI. So I need to use AI on the chat box, okay? Someone say use AI. So I need responses. Send a use AI to the chat box if you're following me. Send a use AI to the chat box. So Bolaji says what? Use AI. Olajide says what? Use AI. Ifoma, the same thing. Use AI. Right. So guys, use AI. So now we're going to go into what? Power BI. Because now we have a place to start from. Remember the issue we had earlier. The issue was not that we were not capable. The issue was that we were just put in a situation that we did not understand, not knowing where to start from, not knowing where to begin. But now we have a stepping stone. While people are still thinking, what should I do? We are implementing what should be done. So I'm going to go over to what? I'm going to go over to Power BI. Okay, I'm going to go over to Power BI. So I can see some questions on the chat box. I may not be able to take all questions now, but at the end of the session, I'll try to take some of our questions. Okay. So this is ChatGPT. Sorry, this is Power BI, everyone. Okay, this is Power BI. Now, with what is Power BI? With Power BI, you are able to analyze your data, visualize your data, make more sense of your data. When working with Power BI, the first thing you want to do is what we call the ETL, the extract, transform, and load. We already have our data set, so we are going to go ahead to transform. Again, try to follow me, but if you can't, is there a problem? No, there's no problem. There's no issue. All you need to do, just relax, take your glass of juice, listen, fill in the attendance form, and you get all of the resources that you do need to be able to practice and to get the knowledge that that you do need and that you do want on how you can work with Power BI, how you can go ahead to build a dashboard. All right. So, moving on. We want to extract our data now. So I'm going to go over to where I have the get data. On the home ribbon, when I say ribbon, I'm talking about the file, home, insert, modeling, all of these things you have. These are your ribbons. Now we're going to come over to the get data ribbon. The what? The get data, not the get data ribbon, sorry, the get data option under the home ribbon. This is what we are going to do to extract the data. Extract, it means that we want to have some sort of pipeline. We want to connect a pipeline between our data sets and what? And Power BI. So Power BI can extract all of the information it needs. When they say extract, what comes to mind? Extracting juice from what? From an orange. Orange juice. Whereby you have an extractor. You plug it in and then you extract the juice. That is what we are doing right now. Power BI wants to extract the details from the data set. So we'll go over to get data. So I'll go ahead, I'll click on get data, I'll click on the drop down, and then we need to select the data sets, the data source of data sets. Power BI can connect to a variety of data sources. You have your SQL data sources, you have your Microsoft Excel data sources, you have your CSV files, your name them, the Power Platform files that's talking about your SharePoint, your Dataverse, so many data sources. The data source we are working with is an Excel data source. And why, you might ask? Sir, how do you know it's an Excel data source? Because when you downloaded the file, you would have noticed that the file was an Excel file. An Excel, what? An Excel file. So we're going to go ahead and select Excel workbook. We select what? Excel workbook. And then as soon as we do that, what happens? It opens up our file manager, and then we come over to I'm going to go to downloads. But what you want to do is that you want to go to the folder that stores your data set. Wherever it is stored, wherever you placed it in. If you store your items in your pictures, go to your pictures, you'll find them there. If you store your item in one secret folder that you don't want anyone to know about, go to that folder and you find it there. For me, it's on my downloads. So I'm going to select the data set, and that's what I have over here. My customer shopping data. So I'll go ahead and select customer shopping data. And then I'll go ahead and click on open. And I'm done with extracting. Power BI would now take that data and place it in what I like to call a Power BI Force Cloud. Now, don't get me wrong. At the moment, the name is not yet formal. It's called the Navigator. but I don't think it should be called the navigator. I think it should be called the Power BI false cloud. False. Okay, because it looks like a cloud, but it's not a cloud, so it's a false cloud. And I plan on sending a letter over to Microsoft to tell them to change the name from Navigator to Power BI false cloud. Anyways, that's by the side, but that's something I do intend to do. Okay, in case if you were wondering. But I'm waiting for my navigator to pop up, and here's my navigator. Or scratch this, okay? Not navigator, my Power BI Force Cloud. And what this is doing is that it's giving me an opportunity to see the data set before it is loaded or before it is transformed. I'm going to come over here and I will select the data set. You see, I have this customer shopping data. I will click on this to get it selected. And then I have my what? I have my data set. Now, the next stage in the ETL is transform. We've been able to extract. The next thing is what's transform. What is transformation? Transforming your data is you converting your data from whatever it is at the moment that you don't like to what it should be that you would like. It's just like if you go to an ice cream store or an ice cream shop. I think there's a name they are called now. A creamery, I guess. I think it's called a creamery. I might be wrong anyways. Okay, but you go to an ice cream shop and you ask for what? You ask for vanilla. You ask for 2 scoops of ice cream. You ask for a scoop of vanilla and you ask for a scoop of chocolate. And at the end of the day, you were given a scoop of vanilla and a scoop of strawberry. What would you do? I will rephrase. You want to unwind. It's been a while. You know, they say adults don't flex enough. And that's something I think should be the case. So it's been a while. You just want to, relax, take care of yourself a bit. You want to get ice cream for yourself. You don't want to get ice cream for your kids now, for those of us that have kids. All right. So you're always getting things for your kids. You want to get it for yourself. Just flex. All right. Okay. And so you went ahead to get ice cream and you told the attendant, whoever, whatever, I don't know I don't know if there's an exact name now, but you told the person that I would like 2 scoops. I would like a scoop of vanilla and I would want a scoop of what's chocolate. And you were given a scoop of vanilla and a scoop of strawberry. What would you do? So Patricia says, I would complain to the server. Ifoma says, I'll be upset. And I'll ask them to correct my order right at this instant. What about the rest of us? What are we going to do? What would we do? Adebola, what would you do? Femi, if that was you in that case, okay, what would you do? And Nafi says, we not accept it. Okay. Ocheiza, what would you do? Sahid, what would you do? So Bolaji says, I will bring to the server to correct it. And Femi says, I will not pay. Okay, so Femi says I would not pay. Femi is just straightforward. Look here, so Femi, would you take the ice cream and not pay? Or what would you do? So Femi is very straightforward. I would pay. All right, so I can see I will reject. Okay, SDW says I'm going to reject it. Taiwo says I will pay. Taiwo would pay. Oh, Taiwo is that Taiwo doesn't like issues. Taiwo is just, oh yeah, you got my order wrong, no problem. Just give me my ice cream and I will move on. Okay. But yeah, in data analytics, what would you do? You would transform. In data analytics, you would take that data, you take that ice cream, you give it back to the server and say, this is not what I want. Or better still, you will go around the counter and go and serve yourself and take the scoops of strawberry that you do want. And then you become the server and the servee, if there are any words like that. That is what transformation. Laker says I will ask AI. That is the spirit, Laker. So Laker is the spirit. So Laker says I would ask AI. That's a good one. That's a very good one. Okay. So what are we now going to do? If data transformation is you've been given data and you don't like the way the data is or what the data is all about, and you want to make some changes. Data transformation is when data cleaning comes in. Your data is dirty. you don't want like the way the data looks like, what the data looks like. So you go ahead to claim. Data transformation is where you carry out your data enrichment. Your data does not have enough information and you would like to pad it up. You would like to add a little bit of 10. It's just like when you go ahead to what? To order for your ice cream. You were given what? Strawberry and vanilla. And you decide, I would like fillings. Okay, you want fillings. And then you decide to add in waffles. So I'm sure we know what I'm talking about. The ice cream lovers in the house. All right. You decide to what? Add in waffles. So you now carry out what we call data enrichment. That is data enrichment. You are enriching your ice cream. You are adding to your data. And then you have your data filtering. You have other things relating to data. That is what data transformation is all about. Now, data transformation is carried out in Power Query. We won't spend time so much on data transformation. I'm just going to show you what it's like, and then we'll move on, okay? Because we have limited time, so we work with what we have. Anyways, after selecting my data set, I'll click on Transform Data. Okay, I'll click on Transform Data, and then Power Query would open up. All right, Power Query would open up. So just go back to Power Query. Okay, so now that we have Power Query and Power BI Desktop, Power Query is the place where you carry out your data transformation. All right, Power BI Desktop is where you carry out your analysis, your visualization, your transformation is done in Power Query. So this is Power Query. Now the data set looks good, so we are not really going to spend time on this. Everything looks good. I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. There are lots of things you can do here, but the data is good. We don't need to transform. We asked for strawberry and what and vanilla, and we were given strawberry and vanilla. And so what do? We are going to move on. We load our data. That is, we are now going to consume the content. We consume it. Put your spoon, and then, or if it's on a cone, you can go ahead to lick. Although something I noticed with adults, okay, adults usually don't go for cones. Cones is, kids go for cones more than adults, okay? But that is by the way. So yeah, everything looks good. So I can see someone asked to check the invoice date. So Olajide says to check the invoice date. So the invoice date looks good. All right, so you can see the invoice date. It's in a date format. So everything looks good. So I'm sure you were talking about, probably you saw the data set when I showed it to you from Google Sheets, and it looked like everything was not in the data type, on the data type. Okay, but don't worry. Power BI, Power Query fixed everything for us. Now I'm going to go ahead to load our data by clicking on Close and Apply. At the top left, you see I have what is called Close and Apply. So I'll go ahead to Close and Apply, and I'll go ahead to take my ice cream, and then we take it in the car. We don't take it home, all right? If you take the ice cream home and you did not get for your kids are going to, they won't be happy. So we load our data in the car. Okay, so we load our data in the car. Now, while after we've loaded, so you click on Close and Apply, that will bring us back to Power BI Desktop. And so we'll let this load in. I'll just click on Close and Apply again. Probably I did not do that properly. So I'll click on Close and Apply. All right. Now it brings us here, and then we're going to see the data set will now be loaded into what? Into Power BI Desktop. Okay, so we wait for the magic to happen. We wait for the magic to happen. So guys, when was the last time? Why this loads? Why this loads? While I was giving the ice cream example, I got to realize, I said this, I mentioned this, but as adults, when was the last time you treated yourself? When was the last time you had fun? I don't mean spend a whole lot of money, okay? But when was the last time you had fun? At least go on a vacation. Je veux des vacances. I want to go on a vacation. Okay, maybe go to Paris. So Mitchell said yesterday, fantastic Mitchell. Okay, so Mitchell, she treated herself yesterday. Maybe just get a little, if it's BBQ, just get it and just flex. Okay, enjoy, just relax. Okay, relax. So Olamide says yesterday as well. That's great. Okay, that's great. Bishop says yesterday. So Francis says not at all. So Francis, you need to change that. You need to change that. Francis, tomorrow I want you to go out and do something fun. Okay, do something fun for yourself. So I don't know if you have kids, Francis. Okay, but this is not for kids now. Kids, they are always enjoying. So this should be for you. Okay, so flex, relax, Mary, relax. Okay. So Mary says I can help. So anyways, let's see. Let's see what that would be like. So maybe if we're in the same location, we could hang out. Okay. Anyways, that's by the way. So Paul says I'm on vacation. Absolutely fantastic, Paul. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. So Wasiu says Tuesday. So last Tuesday, Wasiu took out time to enjoy. And that's nice, Wasiu. And Patricia says this is actually fun. Thank you very much, Patricia. Like I said at the start of the session, the fact that you are here right now, your Thursday just got 5 times better. Okay? So we've been able to load the data set. We've been able to get the data set into what? Into Power BI desktop. And because we used AI, we know where to start from. Because of AI, we now know the insights we should get. We know the questions we should answer. We now have an idea on how we can help company ABC to increase their sales. We know where to begin. Okay? Now, to get that done, something I like to do, this is not compulsory. This is just something that I find myself doing from time to time. Something that I think is amazing. Okay? Sorry, just give me a moment, please. All right. Sorry about that. So, one thing that I find myself doing from time to time is to give my data sets, to give my dashboard a nice background. Now, it's not necessary, but it's something you might want to do just to make everything look nice and crisp and fantastic. And that is what we are going to do now. And so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead to give my canvas. I'm going to go ahead to give my canvas a background, and there's a unique color that I'm going to work with. I'm going to work with a unique color code. All right. And yeah, so how do I insert how do I give my background, my canvas a background color? I'll come over to visualizations and then I'll click on format your report page. I'll select format your report page, and then over here I have canvas background. I have what? Canvas background. So I would expand canvas background, and then I would see I have color. The color is currently set to white, but I will reduce this down to 0%. So, because if it's on 100% and I click on this and I select my different colors, nothing changes. But then I will reduce this down to 0% for me to see the effect. But since when I found out that we don't have just 7 colors, I have loved experimenting with colors. Now, if you're a fashion designer in the house, maybe yeah, a fashion designer, you work with colors, you probably know what I'm talking about. I got to find out that we don't just have 7 colors. Is it 7 or 10? You know, your blue, pink, all of those colors. But that you have colors like turquoise. You have what you call I don't know. There are so many. You have lilac. I got to learn that lilac is a color, and I don't even know where that started from. You have what other colors do you know? Burgundy. Thank you very much for my burgundy. What kind of color is burgundy? What does it even look like? At least pink. I know that pink looks like pink, but burgundy looks like burgundy. And what is that? Teal. Olabode says teal. Teal is quite common in a way. Maroon. Now maroon, I have no idea. Burnt orange. Burnt orange. What is burnt orange? Is burnt orange not another word for brown? Okay. Anyways, so we have a lot of colors. So when I found that we have a lot of colors, I now like experimenting with colors. And so for you to experiment with your colors, what you do is that where you have more colors, over here, you can choose the color you want, get to select burgundy or select turquoise, get to select a burgundy or select turquoise or whatever you want, okay? And you can also add in your color codes. If you're a graphics designer, a web developer, you're familiar with you're a web developer, you're familiar with codes, color codes. You can come in here to insert your color code. Now, I have a color code I would like to use, so I'm going to paste that in here. And this is the color. So what color is this? The color I just inserted. What is this, please? What color is this? Ice pink. Really, this is ice pink. I don't know what it was called. I just like the feel, and I felt light pink. Is this light pink? Are you sure this is light pink? Fans, baby pink. Do babies have pink? Faded pink? Anyways, are you sure this is faded pink? Is this not faded red or baby red? Looks like beige. Okay, okay. Anyways, so this is the color I want to go with. Now, to answering the question, from what AI did for us, we can see that we have things like, oh, which customer segments by age and gender generates the most revenue? That is to understand the customer segment that brings in the most money. That is something we can do. So I'm going to go ahead to answer that question because, of course, by understanding that, I could tell the company that, oh, this is what our customer base is like. So they can go ahead to start putting things in place to increase sales. Now that they know now that they know the audience that they appeal to. So I'm going to come over to my canvas, and then I'm going to use the donut chart. I'm going to use the donut chart to show the ratio between the different gender. So that's what I'm going to use. The donut, you can use any other visual, any other charts that you want, but I'm going to go with the donut visual. Now, over here on the legend values details, on the legend section, I'm going to drag gender to the legend. I drag gender to the legend, and then for the values, I'm going to drag revenue. So we get to see who spends more. And with this, we can see that females actually contribute 59% of our entire revenue. That's they bring in 59% of our revenue. While the males account for just 40.28%. That's a start. All right. There are so many questions we can answer. Another thing that we might want to take a look at. And one other thing to note, I don't want to forget this. You don't have to go directly with what the AI suggests. You can use AI as a guide. That's what we are doing. So the AI will give you ideas. And now that you have ideas, you know where to start from. You can now start thinking for your own self. All right. So next thing we can do, we can go ahead to check what is the preferred payment method. I'm sure if I take a look at our AI questions, you see something on payment methods. All right, you probably see something on payment method at the bottom, but we don't have a lot of time to go through each and every one of the questions. Oh, fantastic. So we can see which payment methods are the most popular. I knew AI was going to give this kind of suggestion because that is a given. You should want to know the payment method that customers love using. Okay. So for this, we'd also work with the donut chart. Okay, so I'm going to insert another donut chart. We'll work with different charts, okay? But I'm going to insert another donut chart for now. I'll just bring this here. Okay, I'll bring this here. And what I want to see is the most popular payment method. So I can drag payment method down to legend, and I'll also drag payment method down to values. So I get to see the payment method that occurs the most. And from this, we can see that customers like paying with cash. 44% of our customers pay with cash, 35% pay with their credit card and 20% pay with their debit card. We're getting somewhere. Another thing that I would probably want to find out, another question I want to take a look at is what is the popular category? The popular purchase that cost the product that customers like buying. So we know that, oh, these products, customers like this product. So we are doing well in this product. We can go ahead to keep on selling this product. Or since we know that this is the product we are doing well and that we are not doing well in this other product, could we do whatever it is we are doing for product A to product B to increase sales for product B? You can see product performance. So I can come over here. This time, let's do something different. I'll work with the column chart. Okay, I'll work with the column chart. Just bring this over here. So probably have to style all of this later on. Okay, we probably have to style all of this later on. But for the column chart, what do I want to see? I want to see the category that is the product that is purchased the most. So I'll drag category down to x-axis. And then for the y-axis, I'm going to have my quantity. And with this, we can see that clothing is actually purchased the most. We have clothing, then we have what? Cosmetics taking we have clothing taking the lead, and then we have cosmetics, and then we have food and beverages, and then we have toys, and also we have the shoes, we have technology, we have books, we have souvenir. And based on statistics, so I'm not being stereotypical now, this is not stereotype, but if you take a look at the industry as a whole, you will notice that females are more likely to purchase clothes and cosmetics. And so it's making sense that more of our money is coming from what? Females. Again, it's what the data is saying. It's not stereotype, okay? This is just what the data is saying. All right, this is what the data is saying. So how do I know what to place? So how do I know to place this in the x-axis or to place this in the y-axis? If you have good knowledge of charts and graphs, it will help you a lot. With charts and graphs, you'll be able to know what you go to with knowledge of charts and graphs, you'll be able to know what you go to the x-axis and what you go to the y-axis. Every visual has their own field. So it all depends on your knowledge. Okay, it depends on your knowledge of charts and graphs, if you're good with them, or with experience. For example, your category, what's your for your column chart, what you're comparing should be what should go to the x-axis, and the basis for comparison, which is usually the values, should be what should go to the y-axis. Now, moving on. Let's see which shopping mall performs the best. Which shopping malls perform the best. Probably we have, so we can also see this. Which shopping malls generate the most revenue? Use AI. Someone say use AI. Someone say use AI. With just this data set, it might have been a hassle for you to know what to have done. All right, it might have been a hassle for you to know what to have done. Someone say use AI. Come on, guys. Send use AI to the chat box. I want to know if you're still with me. Send use AI to the chat box. Okay, so if you're asking about the legend part, and that is for like I said, every chart and visual has their own field. The legend is mostly used. Every field has legend, but it's mostly used for your donuts charts. Okay, the legend is representing what is the category? What are the segmentations that you want? Oh, I want to see females. I want you to split gender. That means that gender would go to what? Gender would go to the legend. Okay, it all depends on what you are using as the segment. Okay, so I can see we are still following, that we are still with me. Now, I want to see which shopping mall generates the most revenue. Now, I'm going to work with the bar chart. The bar chart is the opposite of the column chart. So whatever you do on the column chart to get your answer, you would need to do the opposite to get your answer for a bar chart. Again, a bar chart is the opposite of a column chart. Whatever you do for a column chart to get your answer, you do the opposite to get your what? To get your answer for the bar chart. So I'm going to go ahead and I would insert my bar chart. Okay. I would insert my bar chart. Now, what do we want to see? Which shopping mall generates the most revenue? What is going to come to the y-axis? Bar chart is the opposite of the column chart. Y-axis, what will come to the y-axis will be what I'm using as the basis for my comparison. What I'm comparing, sorry. That's what am I comparing? I'm comparing shopping malls. Why is this shopping mall different from this shopping mall? Exactly on large day. So what is the category? It's what is the category? It's the shopping mall. So we are trying to categorize shopping mall. So I'm going to drag shopping mall down to what? Y-axis. And then what is the basis for comparison? What is that value that I would use to say that this shopping mall is different from this shopping mall, or shopping mall A is different from shopping mall B? What is that? That is the revenue, because I want to see which shopping mall generates the more money. The most money, of course. So I'm going to drag revenue down to the x-axis. And with this, we can see that Mall of Istanbul, all right, Mall of Istanbul generates the most income for us. And then next we have Canyon, and of course, moving on. So now we know the malls that are doing well for us, and we know those that are really not doing so well. And so maybe we want to cut our losses in Istanbul. That's for Istanbul. Maybe we want to cut our losses there to save more, because there are two ways a company can make money. It's either by increasing there are two ways a company can make money. It's either by increasing price, or by reducing cost. Okay, so you can reduce cost or increase price. So maybe at this point we want to reduce cost, and so we could take off Istanbul and those malls that are really not doing so well. Okay, now one more chart. Let's go with one more chart. Okay, next, let's see the trend. Let's see the sales trend. Which months do we make the most money? Oh, we make more money in January. Oh, we make more money in December. Oh, we make more money in May. So we know, so whatever it is that we replicate in January, we can do that in the months that we're really not making so much money. So that as that employee, when you've been told, oh, I gave you a task for a while, any updates, and you're like, oh yes, so this is the dashboard. As you can see from the data sets, in January we made 50 million, in February we made only 2 million. So what did we do? We need to find out what we did in January so we can implement that in February to also make a lot of money. And the visual I'm going to use for this is the line chart. The line chart is best used to talk about trend, how something changes with time. All right. So I'm going to what? I'm going to go ahead to work with my line chart. Now, what is going to go for my line chart? My line chart is similar to my column chart. My line chart is similar to my what? To my column chart. So what is going to go to my x-axis? Exactly the same thing. I'm going to assume my line chart is the column chart, because the line chart and the column charts, it's actually the same thing. The only difference is that the line chart has a line and the column chart has columns. Okay. So on my x-axis, what am I comparing? What am I categorizing? I want to compare time. Why is January different from February? So I'll drag invoice dates down to x-axis. And I'm interested in the month, so I'm going to take off the year, quarter, and day. Now leave just month. And then for the y-axis, I'm going to have my revenue on the y-axis. And with this, we can see that we made peak sales in January, and from there we just had was it because of the new year? So more questions would now need to be asked for us to find out, what did we do in January? Why did we, or is the company suffering? Is the company about to close down? Okay, is the company about to close down? So we have what? January, we've been having a steep decline in sales. This is really bad. So maybe this, I don't know if the company did not know. So you as a data analyst, you would need to point this out for something to be done. Okay, this is really, really bad. So what goes to the x-axis? Invoice date. I placed invoice date on the x-axis, And then for the y-axis, we have the revenue. Another thing I would want to do, we want to add in KPIs. What are KPIs? KPIs are ways that you can easily show key performance metrics, because of course KPIs means key performance indicators. There are ways that you can easily show metrics of the organization, just like that. So that when you are giving your presentation, when you are giving when you're on the board, as soon as you are showing your dashboard, the board can see, the stakeholders can see, oh, this is the amount of money we made. Oh, these are the number of customers we have. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead to what? Insert my KPIs. And how do we work with KPIs? For Power BI, you can either use the KPI visual or you can use the card visual. And I'm going to be going with the card visual because for the KPI visuals, you need a lot of information, some information that we currently don't have, like what is the target, where are you starting from, okay? So I'm going to insert my card. And my card visual can be found in the 6th row, 4th column. All right, 96 to 4th column, sorry, 6th column, 4th row. All right, 6th column, 4th row. So I'll insert my card visual. And the first thing I would like to see is the total number of customers we have. How many customers do we have? So I'll insert my card visual, and then I will drag customer ID down to fields. All right, I will drag customer ID down to fields. Now, at the moment, I can't see my KPI, which is my key performance indicator. I'm just seeing the first customer ID. I want to count the number of customers I have. So how do I change this? What do I do? I'm going to come over to my first customer ID. At the bottom, there's this drop down there. So I'll click on the drop down and I will select count distance. So count the number of customers that I have. And we can see that we have 99,000. 99,000. So we're going to need to reduce the size of this. Okay, but we can see that we have 99,000 customers, almost 100,000. The next thing I want to see would be the revenue. Again, metrics. Since I can just see, oh, how many customers do we have? 900 and almost 300,000 customers. How much have we made this year? This is the this is the figure. This is that figure. All right. So I will insert another card visual. I'll insert another card visual. And this time I will drag revenue down to fields. And we can see that we've made 900 and what? We've made 251 million. Now, some of us are probably maybe we've not been able to follow. Ensure you fill the attendance form so you get the resources so you can practice when you have the time. Okay, very, very important. Next, let's say we want to filter our dashboard. We want to add in what we call slicers to our dashboard so that when we are presenting, we can do a deeper dive in terms of our entire insights, the outlook. So we can take a look at what is really happening in certain sections. There are different things that you can use as your slicer. I would want us to to filter based on the gender. There are different things you can use. You can use the mouse, you can really anything. Okay. So I'm going to insert my slicer. I can find my slicer on my visualization panel. I'm going to insert my slicer. And then on the field, I will drag gender to the field. Okay, and I can see I have a blank value here. I have a blank value here. So I have blank values in here. So I can fix this quickly by going back to Power Query. So I'm just going to go back to Power Query quickly by clicking on Transform Data. So I don't need blank values. I really don't need blank values. So blank values are, that's what they are called, blank values. Okay, like, let's say dirty data, something like dirty data. Okay, they occur sometimes when you're working with Power BI, when the table you extracted was not in a table format. That was not tautology. Okay, in case if you're wondering, when I say the table is extracted, I'm talking about the data set. When the data set you extracted, you loaded into Power BI, was not in a table format, then you could have some blank values. So I'm going to take that off. Okay, I'll take that off quickly. So I think I had blank values on the gender. So I'll just click on this. I want to filter it out. So remember I talked about data filtering. So I want to filter it out. So here we have the blank values. They are called null values. I would uncheck. Now click on OK. And I think I should be good. So I can click on close and apply now. And I think I should be good. Okay, great. So now we are good. So we've taken off the blank values. So I can go ahead to select, I want to see males. I want to filter, I want to see what are males who buying, the males, what are they buying? So I can go ahead to select male. And then what do we have? We can still see clothing and cosmetics. So males also, purchase clothing and cosmetics, as we can see. We can see clothing and cosmetics. Of course, our clothing revenue is very, very high. So it seems we are known as a clothing brand more than others. Okay, and then we can see what the sales is like, and then also the mall that males like to buy things from. And then we can go ahead to select the females. And we can see that females prefer purchasing items from Canyon. And then we can also see other information. We can see the revenue that was brought in by females. And then we can see the total number of female customers we have. This is a very, very simple example. There are different steps that you can go to. That there are different ways you can go about this. All right, different things you can use as your slicer. So that being said, we're just going to quickly design the dashboard so the dashboard looks better. All right, we quickly design the dashboard so the dashboard looks better. And how do I do that? Very quickly, I've just run through the designs. First thing first, I'm going to add in borders. So I'll start with my bar chart. I'll click on bar charts, and I'll click on format your visual, my visualizations. I'll come over to general, and then over here I have effects. So I'll expand effects, and then I can see visual border, and I'll just turn that on. And I want my visuals to have rounded corners. So I'll give these 9 pixels for rounded corners. And I'll do the same thing for every visual. Moving on to the next, which is my column chart. I'll turn on the visual border, 9 pixels. The same thing for my revenue. That's for my line chart. I'll turn on the visual border, and then 9 pixels. For my donut chart, I'll turn on the visual border, 9 pixels. Then I also have my other donuts chart. And then for my card visuals, 9, 9. And then for this, I'll also give this 9 pixels. So we have something like this. And this is looking better already. Now, the next thing I'm going to do will be to change the colors. All I'm doing now is just styling the dashboard, styling the reports. So the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead to change the colors of the bars. So I'll start with the bar chart. So I'll click on that. I'll come over to format your visual again. And on the visual side of things, I'm going to see we have bars. Now I would expand bars, and then I'll see color. And I'll just select orange. I hope this is orange. Maybe it's burnt orange now. I don't know. I really do hope this is orange. And then I'll move over to my column charts, I would also change the color. For my line charts, I would expand lines and also change the color. And then for my bar chart, for my donut chart, I'd expand slices. I'll make the cash orange. I'll make this black. I'm just going to give different slices. And for this, maybe we could go with a lighter, maybe gray. And I'll turn off the legend. I don't think I need the legend since I already have the category labels. And the same thing for my other donut chart. So I'll come over to just select this. So my slices, make this orange, and make this black. These are just my color choices. Anything you want, you really can work with that. Okay. And then for my what's it called? For my slicer. So no, we can't use format painter. Okay, so there's not format painter in Power BI. That's only in Excel. Okay. So oh yeah, so you have the format painter. Yes, you have the format painter. You can actually use it, but it does not, it has limitations. Because if you try to copy the colors from a bar chart to something like, let's say you try to copy the colors from a bar chart to something like a what's the name of this visual now, to a tree map, you might have an issue. So it's usually best when you have columns, when you have visuals of the same type, and then you can just use your format painter across board. All right. So the next thing I have would be for my slicer. So I'm going to just make the slicer nicer. I'll change the vertical list to a tile. Let me use a drop down instead. All right, and then I can also change the background color. Okay, I can change the background color, and then I'll change the headers to white so I can see what's written. And also the values, I'll make this white and a background of orange. Again, in case if you're not able to follow through in terms of the designing, ensure you fill in the attendance form, okay? So you get the recording and you have access to all of these. And then for my card visuals, first thing first, I'm going to reduce the values. The values are quite large right now. So I'm going to make this maybe 24, so at least I can see what's written. Okay, I make this 24. And then for this, would increase the size a bit. Okay, I'll also make this 24 pixels. That's the font size. And then I could style a bit if I want to. It's really not necessary. But if I want to, I can come over here and style a bit. So I can come over to my count of customer ID. Maybe make this orange. Give this a background color of orange. And let's say make the fonts white so we can read what's written. And we have something like this. And then finally, I need a title. For the title, I can use my text box. I can find the text box in the home ribbon or in the insert ribbon. And I'll just make this, let's say 28 pixels. And I'll go ahead to type in sales dashboard. So whatever name you want, maybe the name of the company ABC. Okay, so I'm just going to use this. I'll drag this to this point. Okay, I would also give this borders, make this 9 pixels. I think I would also center my, yeah, so I think we have something like this. So this looks good. So now we've been able to build the dashboard. We've been able to step into the shoes. We've been able to step into the shoes of that employee. And we've been able to do something amazing. Of course, we can also go ahead to change the titles of each and every chart. But of course, we are running out of time, okay? But you see, this is how you can leverage AI. Without AI, we would not have even know where to begin. Remember what I mentioned. Those who can't use AI would replace those who can use AI. But how can you learn how to do all of this? This is just a snippet. How can you go ahead to learn how you can leverage AI in other advanced ways? How can, even before AI, how can you even become a data analyst? Because for you to even be employed, and for you to be a data analyst that can use AI, you need to be a data analyst first of all. For you to be a business analyst that can use AI, you need to be a business analyst first and foremost. And the same thing goes for an HR analyst and a financial analyst. But really, even who is a data analyst? Because I've been speaking about data analytics, I've been speaking about business analysis, but really, what do they do? For you to be a business analyst, what do you do? For you to be a data analyst, what do you do? Simple. A data analyst is someone that helps an organization make sense of their data. A data analyst is that employee that was employed in company ABC. Data analytics is what we have just done. We've been able to help company ABC make sense of their data, being able to extract insights from their data and to provide all of these things to the stakeholders so that they can go ahead to make decisions based on those insights and to increase their sales. A popular sentence, a popular phrase says that if we have data, let's look at data, and that if all we have are opinions, then let's go with mine. Companies are no longer making decisions based on feelings. Companies are no longer making decisions based on notions. Companies are no longer making decisions based on opinions. Companies now make decisions based on what data. No one cares about what you think. What we care is what does the data say. A data analyst is someone that would take a look at two key areas. What happened in the organization and why did it happen? Talking about the descriptive analytics and the diagnostic analytics. What happened? So with what we've been able to do, this dashboard that we've been able to build, this is a descriptive dashboard. We've been able to see, oh, how much did we make? Oh, we made, or the amount that we made 68 million. That's what we made. Okay, we've been able to see how much did we, oh, how many customers do we have? Oh, we have close to 100,000 customers. What is our customer base like? All of those things I've talked about. That is what we call descriptive analytics. An additional step will be what we call diagnostic analytics, which is now why. Why do we have more female customers? Why did we make over 100 million? Why do we have 100,000 customers? Why don't we have 200,000 customers? And for that to be done, additional analysis would need to be taken place. For you to be a data analyst, there are certain things you need. And I'll mention all of that in due time. But who is a data analyst? A data analyst is someone that helps an organization improve their company's process. A data analyst is someone that will take a look at the data. Okay, the data analyst has gone ahead to analyze the data and you have some information. We have 100,000 customers and we want 500,000 customers. Oh, at the moment, we are operating in 5 stores and we want to operate in 10 stores. The business analyst would come in to find out how that can be made possible. At the moment, we are making 50 million. And why are we making 50 million? Because our delivery process is very slow. The reason why we are making 50 million at the moment is because it takes 5 days for us to make deliveries. And before our items gets to the customer is no longer interested and they what? They cancel. The business analyst is that person that will come in and will go ahead to change that process. Increase the delivery time from 5 days to 2 minutes. Is it possible? Is it? Do we think it's possible for you to change delivery time from 5 days to 2 minutes? Is it possible? Maybe. That is what the business analyst will do. Or at the moment, we are using trucks for our delivery. Why don't we use spaceships? Why don't we use spaceships for our delivery? Or at the moment, we are using trucks. At the moment, we are using phones for communication. Why don't we use telepathy for communication? All of these things I've mentioned might be fiction, but that is what a business analyst does. Oh, at the moment we have 5 people. Okay, at the moment, for when a customer comes in, they when a customer wants to make a purchase, they go ahead, they pick up the phone, they call us. There's a staff that will take note of these, record it, go to the shelf to check if the item is available or not. So many things. Why don't we bring a machine? Why don't we build a system that as soon as the customer makes the purchase, makes the order, the system would immediately alert whoever needs to deliver the goods, instead of a staff that would need to jot it down, send over the paper to this desk, and this person moves to this desk, all of that. Why don't you bring a machine that cuts all of this, that makes things easier? So we are able to improve on our delivery time and so we're able to improve on our delivery time, and of course we're able to achieve everything that we set out to achieve. A business analyst is that person that would analyze the company's the organization's business processes and will go ahead to identify solutions, recommendations, and ways that that process can be improved upon, taking the business from where they are to where they ought to be. A financial analyst is someone that analyzes data, but analyzes financial data. Each and every one of those roles, AI is something you want to implement. Each and every one of those roles, AI is something you want to ensure that you know how to use, to put you above others, to make you stand out among the competition, so that you do end up being okay. So I think so. I can see some persons are writing on my screen. I'm just going to stop that now. Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah. So what was I saying? So as a financial analyst, a business analyst, a data analyst, you want to ensure that you are able to use AI so that you end up being that person that would end up replacing those that can't use AI. It's a cruel world. Yes, at the end of the day, some persons are going to be replaced. It's the way it is. And maybe there's really nothing that we can do about it. But you want to ensure that you are at the right side. A financial analyst would go ahead to take a look at the company's financial data and would help them get insights. Oh, this is what we should make our investment. This is what we should invest in. This is the new area that I think we should launch a new product on. Would help the organization maintain financial health. A HR analyst is not spared. As an HR analyst, you also want to ensure that you're able to implement data on ways that you can improve the company's people's process, the company's people performance. The people is one of the core pillars for any successful organization. And for an organization to be successful, they need to ensure that the talent is top notch. And an HR analyst, the HR analyst will go ahead to analyze data. A HR analyst is a data analyst, but the HR analyst is a specialist. The HR analyst is the data analyst that would focus on people data. The HR analyst is the person that will go ahead to take a look at the attrition data and would identify areas for improvement. We identify issues, things that are making people to leave the organization, and then we go ahead to fix those things to have improved talent retention and increase employee performance. For you to be a business analyst, you need your Excel, Power BI, and SQL, because for you to improve company's processes, you need to understand the company's operations. How do you understand the company's operations? By taking a look at the company's data. And after you've done that, then you now want to use your core business skills. That's your process mapping, how you can map out the processes of an organization, what we call the TOB process and the ASSIS process. Oh, this is what we are doing at the moment. This is what we can do to improve on that. And for you to carry out your process mapping, you use tools such as your Lucid chart, such as your draw.io. You have your project initiation planning, your Agile and Scrum for project, your SDLC, requirement fundamentals, and all of those. All of those things are ways that you can go ahead to improve the processes of the organization, taking them from where they are to where they ought to be. And one very important thing that you should take note of, you have ChatGPT for business analysis. Guys, for you to be a master in your craft, for you to be a master business analyst, you need to know how to leverage AI. At the start of the session, we established why AI is important. Going forward, you do not want to forget that. Going forward, you want to ensure that whatever you do, you are looking at ways to be more efficient by using what? AI. Okay? And that is the reason why you have your ChatGPT for business analysis. And then also you have the data analytics, the financial analytics, and the HR analytics. There's three different career paths. There's one thing common to each and every one of them, and that is what? Data. They are all data analysts, but we have a generalist. All right. Apologies. So my light just went off. My ring light. Just give me a moment. I'll turn that back on.
Please let me know if you can hear me. Please just drop a 1 in the chat box if you can hear me. Okay, good. That's good. So let's give our facilitator a few minutes. He'll be with us. Oh, he's here.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. Yeah, thank you for that, Fopai. So I have no idea. I think there was something wrong with the connection. I'm sorry about that, everyone. So, like I was saying, we have three different parts. We have the data analytics, the financial analytics, and the HR analytics. There's something unique. There's something similar to each. Yeah, I think similar is the word and not unique. So yeah, unique to the three of them, but similar to all of them. English language. Okay. Anyways, that's by the side. Now, there's something similar to each and every one of them when you take a look at the board. And what is that? They are all data analysts. You have one generalist and two specialists. You have what? One generalist and two specialists. The data analyst is a generalist. You take a look at a general business data, the entire data, the entire business data of the company, helping the company make key decisions. The financial analyst is also a data analyst, but a data analyst that focuses on financial data of the organization, helping the organization what? Improve on their financial health, maintain the financial health of the organization, areas that they should invest in. The HR analyst is also a data analyst. A data analyst that focuses on HR data. And that's why you notice that what you have problem solving, your Excel, your SQL, your Power BI, similar to each and every one of this role. One very important thing that is necessary for you as a data analyst, a financial analyst, or an HR analyst is the ability to solve problems. You cannot be a data analyst if you cannot solve problems. You probably have a friend that can use Excel or that can use Power BI, but that can't solve problems. That is not a data analyst. That's a dashboard builder. I think there should be a new role that opens up that's called dashboard building, because that's what the person is and not really a data analyst. For you to be a data analyst, it is very, very important that you can solve what business problems. And that's the reason why problem solving is very important. Whereby you take a look at the different problem solving approach, the Cribs DM framework, the 5 whys, the McKinsey model, all of those. And of course, you can see your what? Your ChatGPT for analytics. The financial analyst will focus on finance, of course. The HR analyst will focus on the HR side of things, while the data analyst would have a general knowledge of the entire data tools. Taking a look at Microsoft Fabrics, taking a look at Tableau, to have more tools in the utility belt. Again, the data analyst is a generalist. The financial analyst is a specialist. And the HR analyst is also a specialist. For you to, at the start of the session, someone mentioned that, what about product management, product manager? Now, each and every one of the programs that we offer, there's a reason why we decided to go with those programs. We didn't just say, oh, okay, so why don't we have a business analyst program, a data analytics program? No, there was research that was carried out. We did our own research. We went online, search on different job boards, and search for those roles that there are so many opportunities that if you go online right now, you go on LinkedIn, you go on Indeed, you go on the over 40 different job boards available, and you search for data analyst roles, you're going to see roles that were uploaded 5 minutes ago. You're going to see roles that were uploaded an hour ago, 2 hours ago, 5 seconds ago. And then when you go to another job board, you see new roles that were different from the roles that you saw earlier. And when you come over tomorrow, you see new roles to show you the frequency at which the different job opportunities are being uploaded. All of the all of the programs we offer, they fall in that category. The 4 programs we're talking about today, the 4 career paths we're talking about today, they fall in that category. But we needed an external validation. We didn't want to just rely on our own research because we did not know if we were being biased. We needed someone else that was not a part of analytics to tell us if what we did was right, to tell us if what we did was correct. And this is where the World Economic Forum came in. The World Economic Forum carried out a report called the Future of Jobs Report, whereby they showed jobs that are going to increase with time in terms of opportunities and those that are going to decrease in terms of opportunities. This is a general report. So once you get the slide, you can click on this to download the full report, and then you get to see what I'm talking about. It's a long read. It's about 296 pages. But what you are focused on, what you should be focused on, is page 30, which is this. Now, by the left, you see you have business intelligence analyst, you have data analyst and scientist. The business intelligence analyst, this falls under the purview of the data analyst. A data analyst can work as a business intelligence analyst. And then you see you have what? The data analyst and what? And scientist. This covers the entire data sphere. That is the data analytics. It covers the data analytics, it covers the HR analytics, and it also covers the financial analytics. If you scroll down a bit, so of course, like I said, you have access to the reports. When you scroll down a bit, you'll see you have financial analytics as well. That's the financial analyst. And then you see you have the process automation specialist. This is a business analysis career path. As a business analyst, there are so many roles that you can work in. You can work as a process automation specialist. You can work as a business data analyst. You can work as a business analyst, of course. You can work as there's so many. Okay, you can also work as a benefit analyst. Okay, benefit analyst falls under the category of your data analytics, but there's a section of benefit analyst that you as a business analyst can actually work in. One mistake that many persons make is that they go ahead when they're searching for roles, they only search for specific roles. Oh, I want to be a business analyst, and then go ahead to only search for business analyst roles. You are narrowing your job search. That is not the way to search for roles. Many organizations use different synonyms, use different job titles to refer to that of being a business analyst. A data analyst, for instance, a data analyst role, you can see a data analyst can be titled as digital product analyst. A digital product analyst is a data analyst, but it's a data analyst that focuses on what? The digital marketing data. Organizations can have roles titled what? Supply chain analyst. A supply chain analyst is also a data analyst that focuses on supply chain. Okay, and this is the same thing for every career path. And over here, you see you have product managers. And product managers is located by the right. This is the World Economic Forum telling you that the product management role is going to decline. At the moment, you have people talking about product management, or I want to be a product manager, and it's good, it's fine. But it's just for now. There are different tools that have, different tools that are now out and about, different AI tools, different things that can now do the work of a product manager. And so the role is now not becoming as important as it used to be. Analytics is not the one saying this. It's the World Economic Forum. Instead, what you want to be is the project manager. The product manager can be found by the left. Now, this is not the full report, like I said, because we are focusing on 4 key programs today. So once you get the slides, just click on this to download the full report and you take a look at it yourself. It's very possible for you to get a role in tech. You might be wondering, so are you just saying if I go ahead to learn the skills, I go ahead to learn the skills and also add AI to my skills to increase my efficiency, that I will be able to get a job in tech and get all of the things that I desire? The answer is yes. There are so many people that we've been able to help. We've been able to help over 2,500 individuals transition from the classroom into their first job in tech. And what does that mean? That means that they had no prior knowledge, no knowledge of tech, no prior knowledge, but we are able to take them from the classroom to get their first job. Adding the numbers of those that had, some knowledge of tech before they got into the program, it's a whole lot more than 2,500. Then we're moving over to the 4,000, the 5,000 range. You don't have to listen to me say all of this. You can listen to them. The people that we've been able to help. This was Busola. Busola joined our data analytics program in March this year, and she currently works as a performance analyst in Desjardins, Canada. And this was when Desjardins reached out to us asking for a reference. And of course, a reference was provided for Busola. And today, Busola works as a performance analyst in Canada. Okay. Next, we have what? We have Buki. We have Shehu. So many testimonials. We have Abigail. Listen to this guy speak. Click on this. Listen to them speak. We have Victor. How we are able to help Victor transition into becoming a financial analyst with a finance company. How we are able to help Nathaniel make that transition. How we are able to help Tony. How we are able to help Bega. So many testimonials. What we define as success here at Analytics is you getting the job. What we define as success here at Analytics is you getting that role. And we are very, very much successful. Okay, because of the numbers, what we've been able to do, helping. Remember, we help to reduce the tech barrier to help you get into tech and achieve your desire, the goals that you did set out for yourself. Listen to this, guys. There's so many testimonials, so many. Once you get the slides, listen to the sessions where we called some of these people to come in to share their experience, how they're able to make it happen, how they're able to join the program, and how they're able to get a job with Analytics. Okay? So many testimonials. Ensure you fill in the attendance form, you fill in everything that is needed so that you get access to these resources and that you get to listen to this person speak. But really, what will get you the job? For you to get a job in tech, there are 2 things you need. You need the technical skills and you need the employability skills. For you to get a job, it's not enough for you to be able to use AI. For you to get a job, it's not enough for you to be a data analyst and to work with data analytics tools. For you to get a job, it's not enough for you to be a business analyst. The recruiter also has to know that you are a business analyst. It's one thing for you to be a business analyst. It's another thing for the recruiter to know that you can do the job. That's the reason why we have what we call the other 50%. Now, what is the other 50%? The other 50% are the differences that we have put in place to ensure that you do get that job. Because again, I mentioned that when we define the success, it's not you learning, it's not just you learning the skills. You are going to learn the skills. That's a given. You are going to be a data analyst, a proficient data analyst, a data analyst that can leverage AI tools. That's great. That's a given. But we want you to get the job. That is what we define as success. And so we have different sections. We have different sessions that we've put in place. And the first we have is what the CV review session. The CV review session is meant to show you how you can craft a fantastic CV. A CV that is good enough to get you the job. A CV that when you send it across, it passes all of the roadblocks. Roadblocks such as the ATS system. Okay, the ATS system, because what some persons do, or what some persons think, is that as soon as you go ahead to apply for the job, then you're going to get called for an interview. And that if you don't get called for an interview, the reason why that was the case was because the recruiter did not like you. When the reality is that the recruiter does not even know you exist. Because as soon as you hit the send button on the application, you hit send to send in the CV. The ATS also hit the delete button. You hit send, ATS hits delete. The ATS, when you apply for jobs, you can have maybe over 500 persons that have applied for that same job. The recruiter at the end of the day only ends up seeing maybe 20 applications, 10 applications, depending on the case. So you need to ensure that your CV passes through the ATS. And that when it gets to the recruiter also takes a look at your CV and knows that you are the perfect person for the role and will go ahead to reach out to you to book an interview, to hear you speak and to give you a chance at getting the job. Okay? So about this. Okay, so another thing that we do offer is the I'm sorry about this, everyone. I think I might have clicked on the button I should not have. Okay. So another thing that we do offer is the LinkedIn optimization session. Now, the LinkedIn optimization session is where you get to see how you can craft a fantastic LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is the Facebook for professionals. I've been able to recruit so many individuals from LinkedIn. And what do? I go on LinkedIn, I search for the role. Let's say I want to, I'm working on a project and I need someone to work with me. I need a data analyst, for instance. Or let's say I need a financial analyst. I would go to LinkedIn and then I would search for financial analyst. I will see a couple of profiles, and the profiles that are appealing to me, I would then send them a message because I can send anyone any message with my LinkedIn account. Okay, we then send them a message telling them to apply for the role, to send me their CV if they're interested, explain what the role is all about, and then get the application. This is me reaching out to people to apply for jobs they did not even know existed. That can only be possible if you have a fantastic LinkedIn profile. And so the LinkedIn optimization session is meant to show you how you can have a great LinkedIn profile, how your LinkedIn profile can attract recruiters, and how you can have what we call emails, whereby you are being sent job updates on things that you are being sent job updates on opportunities that you are the perfect fit for. If what you're interested in is freelancing, you want to freelance, then Upwork is for you. You get to have an Upwork session that shows you how you can you get to have an Upwork session that shows you how you can have how you can succeed in Upwork, how you can navigate Upwork. Because there are some technicalities in Upwork. You have the connect, you have the proposals, for you to succeed, for you to apply for a job on Upwork, you have to pay. So you pay to apply for a job. Upwork is not like different job boards that you can apply as much as you like. You pay to apply. So how do you navigate all of that? How do you become a successful freelancer? Okay. Another thing we offer is navigating the job market. So you've just moved to you've just moved to a new country, and you really don't know how to succeed in that market. You don't know when to apply for jobs, the job boards to apply to. Navigating the job market would see you speak with the professional, but you have a session, the professional will come in. People that have succeeded where you're looking to succeed, they'll tell you what they did right that helped them in succeeding. So you do that, and of course, so you end up succeeding. And they tell you what they did wrong that delayed their success. So you don't do that, and so you don't have any delays. All of those things are meant to ensure that your feet get in the door. All of these things are meant to ensure that you are called for an interview. But we don't just stop there, because we also want you to ace the interview, because our goal again is for you to get the job. So you get to book what we call an interview preparation session, a job and interview preparation session, where you book. So you've just gotten an interview. You book an interview with a professional, a one-on-one session, whereby the professional takes you through things you should expect, questions you should expect, how you should answer those questions, things you should say, things you should not say, how to answer questions about, oh, tell me about your experience, how to answer questions on salary negotiation to ensure that you do get the job. And another thing that we would offer you is reference letters, because recruiters want to know if you are really who you say you are. Recruiters want to know, oh, you mentioned that you were able to do this in the last organization. Is that really true? Recruiters want to know, are you a good person? And so they reach out to your past employers to get what we call a reference letter. As long as you're an alumni or a participant with analytics, you are sure of getting a great reference letter. And another thing that we do offer, we have the weekly mentorship sessions. Every week, you will be mentored, because, of course, you might have applied for 15 roles, 20 roles, 25 roles, and you've not gotten even a single interview. And you might be feeling dejected. Oh, probably tech is not for me. And all you need is someone to pet you and to tell you that, you know what? Rejections happen even to the best of us. And that you should keep on applying, and that you definitely get a job. You need someone to show you new ways to get this done. Oh, so this is the way you were doing it previously. Oh, this is the new way it works. These are the new trends in the industry. This is the new way for you to get a job. Things that would ensure that you do succeed. And this would occur what? Weekly. And we also offer on the job support. Just like what we mentioned earlier. You've been let's say you've been given a new role. You've been given a new role, and you were given a task that you're really not sure how you don't know how you can go about it. You don't know what to do. You can reach out to us, and we'll provide guidance. Oh, so you know what? Just click on this, and you're good. And then you go back to work, and of course, you deliver exceptionally well. Okay? And all of these things are meant to ensure that you do get the job. Like I said, we also have a dual learning approach. We have the live classes, and also the watch me do it videos. Now, the watch me do it videos are they are videos that would introduce you to concepts that you're going to be learning in the next class. So you have a live class like this, where you're speaking to a facilitator, you're working on problems, you're learning, you're asking questions, and then you also have videos that would show you that would introduce you to concept that you'll be learning in the next class. Okay, so you have something like this. So as soon as as soon as you're a part of the program, you get to be a part of the LMS. Okay, so I'll just get this loaded up, and this is what it looks like. So an account will be created for you, and let's say you are in the data analytics program. So you can come over to data analytics, and then click on continue, and then over here you see the different videos. Okay, and then you have an AI that's always ready to assist you. So you can see AI is a new thing, and I even have an AI colleague now, Oluko. Okay, so you can see AI is everywhere. So you want to ensure that you've been able to incorporate AI into whatever it is you do. All right. So over here you have Oluko. Oluko is my AI colleague that you can ask questions and all of that. Okay. But anyways, so you have the videos. That's you have the week 0 videos, the week 1 videos, and then you can come over here, select any of the modules, select the video that you're looking to watch for that week, and then you play. Okay, you watch the videos, you practice alongside working on actual case studies, and then the next Saturday you then work on you then have a live class. So you watch the videos during the week, and then you have a live class, a dual learning approach. So it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if you are a slow learner, it doesn't matter if you are a fast learner, you are well taken care of. Okay, you are what? You are well taken care of. All right. So most success stories, like I said, we've been able to help so many individuals, and I've loved to spend so much time going through all of those things, but really we don't have the time. So as soon as you get the slides, please ensure you go through this success stories, listen to read and listen to how we've been able to help people succeed, how we've been able to help people make that transition, get the job of their dreams, how we've been able to help people leave whatever it is they are currently doing at the moment, that they are not seeing career growth, things that they're just doing to survive. I've been able to help them make that switch and to succeed and to get into that path of their dreams, whereby they can earn enough money that not only caters for their needs, but that they can also get their wants, which I think is very, very important. Okay, read all of this. It's how we've been able to help these people make the switch, how we've been able to help make these guys succeed. And for you to be a part of our next cohort, we have a cohort that begins on September 7th. For you to be a part of the next cohort, all you need to do is to make a commitment. And what is the commitment? You get to pay a fee. Now, this is the fee. If you're in Canada, the fee is 8,125 Canadian dollars. If you're in the US, if you're paying in dollars, that'll be $750. If you're paying in pounds, that'll be £625. And if you're paying in euros, that'll be 730 euros. But at the moment, we're currently offering discounts, a 20% discount to the first 20 persons to register. All right. And if you do qualify for the discount, if you register early enough and then you are part of the discount, you get to pay 20% less. And so if you're paying in Canadian dollars, you get to pay 900 Canadian dollars. If you're paying in euros, that'll be 580 euros. If you're paying in pounds, that'll be 500 pounds. And if you're paying in dollars, that'll be $600. And another thing that we offer is that you can pay in 2 installments. So you want to ensure you're part of the discounts. You want to ensure that you make payments, that you register. All right. But at the moment, you don't have the full amount. You don't have the full discounted amount. So you can go ahead to make a first installment. Okay. You can pay in first installment. So let's say you're paying in pounds now. You can make a payment of £250 and then you get into the program. So you make the payment before you make the payment before the 4th of September, which is when registration closes. So you make the payment and then you get onboarded into the class. Then 1 month into the program, that will be at the end of September, you get to make the balance of £150. Okay, and my colleague has been sending in the payment details. You want to ensure you take advantage of that as quickly as possible, so you're part of the discount. I would also show you what the payments platform looks like. So as soon as you click on the link on the enrollment link, it's going to bring you over to the enrollment center. Now on the enrollment center, you see you have chat with analytics. This is for if you're having issues, maybe you're trying to make payments, you encounter a snag or two, and you need someone to help you out. All you need to do, click on chat with analytics, and there's someone at the back end that's ready to respond and to speak with you. If you're curious about the other programs we offer, I think some of us were asking about other programs, such as the Agile Project Management. You can click on get access to all program brochures, and then you get to see brochures on all the programs we offer, so you get to know what to be expecting. And over here, you have the price list. Okay. So let's say you are making a direct transfer. You want to pay directly. You want to make a direct transfer from your bank. We have the account details over here. So if you're making payments in euros, we have the euro account details. If you're making payments in pounds, we have the pounds account, the dollar account, if you're, the Canadian account, and if you're making payments in naira, we have the naira account. Now, if you don't want to make direct transfer, you don't want to pay directly, or maybe you're in Ghana, maybe you're in South Africa, you're in Kenya, okay, and you're looking to make payments, all right, you can make payments using the online method. which is the card stroke online payment. Now, all you need to do is that you scroll down and you select the program of your choice. Let's say I want to register for the data analytics program. What do I do? Or let's say I want to register for the HR analytics program. What do? I scroll down and I select HR analytics. Okay. After selecting HR analytics, it would open up a new tab where I would get to see information. So where I'm going to insert the amount I'm looking to pay. Now, what this is going to do, at the moment you notice this is in Naira, that's because at the moment I'm currently in Nigeria, so I'm in Nigeria at the moment, and that's the reason why it's in Naira. Wherever you're located, this is going to take note of the currency. So if you're in the UK, this will be in pounds. If you're in Canada, this will be in Canadian dollars. If you're in Ghana, this will be in cedis, okay? And they get to insert the amount you are looking to pay. The system will do the conversion for you to know the equivalent that you'll be paying in your currency. So at the moment, this is in there. So if I'm making payments in USD, so you get to see this would be in USD. So you get to see the equivalent. Then I go ahead to click on proceed to pay. And then over here, I insert my name, I insert my details, my phone number, and I click on pay for products. After clicking on pay, I'm going to get a prompt asking for my card details. I insert all of that and I make payment. Now, as soon as you make payment, you want to come back here to upload your receipts. If you made payment using the direct transfer, you get a receipt from your bank. If you made payment using the online method, you're going to get a receipt that will be sent to you via email. Now, you want to come back here to upload your receipt here, and then you click on upload your receipt, and then you go ahead to upload your receipt. You fill in the form. As soon as you do that, you get a confirmation email from us, and with your welcome kit and everything that you need to be a part of the program. So please ensure you register as quickly as possible. Like I said, the discount is just for the first 20 persons to register. If you're among the first 20 persons, you get to pay 20% less. We are very, very much successful in our field. We've been able to help many individuals transition. Help us help you. Okay, be a part of the program. Be a part of the program. Be a part of the first 20 persons to register. Like I mentioned, we've been able to help so many persons transition. And once you get access to the slides, listen to take a look at our achievements, take a look at all of that the testimonials. So many testimonials. This is Ini. We were able to help Ini transition for to get a job as the CEO of a tech company. Okay, after joining Analytics. He joined a data science program in October 2023, and he got a job as a CEO of a tech company in January 2024. A CEO. He applied for the role. When he applied, he did not apply as a CEO. Okay, he applied for something else. I think like a lead data scientist or something in that regard. And when they saw his experience and the value we bring to the team, they decided to up that to a CEO. So they had another interview with the board, and he became the CEO of what? Of the tech company. Now you can listen to Ini. Click on this, listen to Ini speak, how he was able to make that transition. Listen to Nathaniel, to FA, to Kainde. So many people we've been able to help transition. So many individuals. I can go on and on. Okay? I'm sure we understand already. Okay? Any question, please? So if you have a question for me, you can use the raise hand icon, okay? Or you can send your question to the chat box, and I'll provide an answer for you. Okay, you can also use the raise hand icon. If you use the raise hand icon, I would ask you to unmute so you can ask your question. All right. Yes, Ifama, please go ahead.
Okay, hello. Thank you very much for this amazing presentation.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Just a quick question. I saw the business intelligence analyst, and I saw that you provide training on business analysis, and you touch on Power BI and Excel and co. Now, is that after going through that class, can I call myself a business intelligence analyst?
That's a fantastic question. Now, after going through that class, you can call yourself a business data analyst. All right. What that Excel, Power BI, and SQL will do for you, in addition to the business analysis skills you've been learning, is that it would help you function in a role titled business data analyst, whereby which is a combination of business analysis and data analytics. Okay, now what is business intelligence analyst? Business intelligence analyst is a role that is more attributed to those in the data space, that's those in the data analytics space, whereby you are in charge of ensuring that the business is intelligent. And what does that mean? Ensuring that the business data is being used to communicate insights, and that the business is making decisions based on data intelligence, whereby you are structuring the data, ensuring that finance data is available to the financial team, that HR data is available to the HR team, that all of the data is available to the team that needs to use it, and that you are able to get insights from that data. So it is more of a data role than the business analysis role.
Okay, so that means if I want to be a business intelligence analyst, I just have to do data analytics with you instead of business analysis.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. But the business analyst role, there's still so many opportunities. As a business analyst, there's so many places, there's so many opportunities you can, so many areas you can function in, over 10, really. Okay, some persons think that if I go ahead to learn business analysis, then that's just it. If anytime I'm searching for roles, business analyst, that's really not the case. What happens is that some organizations use synonyms to refer to their roles. It's difficult, it's rare. I won't say rare, but it's not so common for you to see an organization have someone called data analyst. It's usually something else. Maybe a data associate, maybe a digital product analyst, maybe a marketing analyst, maybe a business intelligence analyst, maybe a supply chain analyst, an operations analyst, a benefits analyst. It's not data analyst. That's due to the way that's due to the just what the organization wants you to focus on. So many persons get it wrong, and they are just searching for data analyst roles when there are other roles they can function in, but due to, should I say, ignorance or not knowing, they really don't know how to go ahead to carry out that job search.
Okay. Then one more
Yeah.
thing. If I'm in the US, because I haven't, it's not like I've done data analysis in the past. It will be a new course entirely, right? To me,
Yeah.
I'm changing my career path. And after doing this training, will you guys, are you going to be able to give me like references, based on
Yeah.
the fact that I'm in the US? You understand what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
We
want to
would give you a reference.
US
Yes, yes.
references is what I mean.
Yes. Yeah, so we are a Canadian company. We are a registered Canadian company. Okay. So it's going to be coming from a Canadian company, not a US company. So the reference is going to be coming from a Canadian company. But when you train with Analytics, what we advise participants to do is that on your CV, what you would have there, you would not have trained with Analytics. What you'd have there would be, if you're going for the data analytics program, for instance, it would be data analyst consultant with Analytics, because we consult as well. So when they need a reference, they can always reach out to us, and of course, you would get a great reference from us, Ifoma.
Okay. The reason why I asked there, because I've made a bit of inquiry here, and I was told that most times they always want a company in the US that you've worked with instead of outside of the US, whether it's Canada or anywhere. They still want you to have a reference from a US company that you've worked with. For some reason, that's just the way they act here.
Yeah, I don't understand everything you said, Ifoma. And yeah, that could be the case sometimes, but that is really not the norm, especially when it's coming from Canada. Now, the Canada and the US have, don't want to say an overly friendly relationship, but let me say an understandable relationship. And so, references coming from Canada, it's acceptable. It's accepted in major areas. Of course, there can be exceptions. So I'm not saying that there are no exceptions, that there's no company out there that says, oh, you must have worked in the US or not for you. Okay, there are exceptions. But at the end of the day, that's just one company in the pool of many. There's no industry standards that says, oh, it must be. Maybe if you go out to take a look at the or whatever that is written there, it must be a reference from. No, it's just that company's preference. Okay, and so that's just one company in a pool of others. We've been able to help so many persons transition, even in the US, help them get jobs. Like I mentioned, there are lots of testimonials out there that you can listen to. And our reference was what we provided. And of course, that was very much accepted, Ifoma.
Thank you very much. All right, that's it.
Of course. Wow. Thank you very much for your question, Ifoma. So I would take one more question. I won't be able to take every question. I'll take one more question, and then during the week there'll be what we call a clarity session, whereby for some of us that have more questions that we can join in and then ask a question, have a personal, just a question and answer section. So of course, excuse me, more details on that would be communicated, so we get to register and be a part of that. So I'm just going to take Mark. All right. So Mark, please go ahead to ask your question.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me, Isosa?
Yes, I can, loud and clear.
All right, first I'm going to commend you for the
Thank you.
discussion
Thank you
today.
very much.
Quite
Yeah.
insightful, very
Thank you.
robust.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Thank
I
you.
just have one or two quick questions. The first one, looking at your website, I can't
Okay.
seem to find for the data stream. I can't seem to find data science. What you have there is data analytics and data engineering. So I don't know,
Okay.
yeah. So if someone is interested in data science, so what should the person do? That's the first
All right.
question.
So
Yeah.
okay, just just list your question so I take everything at the same time. So
Okay,
please go
so
ahead.
second question. I'm not sure from your experience, what role do you think data science will have in the healthcare, particularly, in improving
Fantastic.
patient outcome? I'm
Yeah.
asking you because I'm from a health background, and
Yeah.
I'm really looking at the role of data science in improving patient outcome and even in drug research and stuff like that. Yeah, so if you could just shed some light on that, that would be great. Thank you.
That's a fantastic question, Mark. Okay. For the first question, it should be there. So the data science program is called the Full Stack Data Science. So take a look at that. Okay. Full Stack Data Science. The reason it's called the Full Stack Data Science is that you're going to be learning. All right. Sorry about that. The reason it's called the Full Stack Data Science is that you are going to be learning from both sides. Okay. You are going to be learning both the descriptive and diagnostic analytics, and also the predictive analytics, giving you that freedom to be able to function as a data analyst or a data scientist. So you're going to be getting the full package, and that's why it's called the full stack. Full stack. So you learn every aspect of analytics, and of course you also learn about your computer vision. That's your building machine learning models and all of that. Learning tools such as your Tableau, which you can use for your descriptive and your diagnostic analytics, your Excel, and then of course move over to your Python, which you then start using to work on your machine learning models for your predictive analytics, your EDA, and also, of course, your computer vision. So that's the reason it's called the full stack data science, because you are getting the full package. Okay. Now, you'd find that there it should be full stack data science, not data science. And for your second question, for the X sector, what do I advise? Are you interested in bioinformatics? Mark, is bioinformatics something you think you would like? Okay, so I think Mark has muted, so I probably need to ask Mark to unmute. So Mark, can go ahead.
Yeah.
You can go ahead. Is bioinformatics
Okay.
something you see yourself doing?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm looking at any aspect of health. I'm not at this moment, I'm not really very specific, but because again, it's going to be something new for me. So maybe once I'm able to get a grasp of it, I will be able to, to determine what exactly I want to do as far as that. But again, in the long term, I'm trying to look at, to be able to make a lot of prediction, maybe in terms of treatment outcome. And then in terms of, maybe if you can look at, for instance, in cancer prediction, something like that. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, you talked about cancer prediction. That's delving into the realm of, bioinformatics. Now, if there are two paths that you can go with. You can go with data analytics or data science. But they are both going to be applied in different ways. With data analytics, it will be applied from you helping the organization. So let's say you are a data analyst for the NHS. Okay, so what would you be helping the NHS to do? Helping them understand what the entire structure is like, what ailments are more common, people that need more help, things like that, to help them make better informed decisions. Of course, for you to get access to that data, you need some sort of clearance. But yeah, so or if you are a data analyst in a huge hospital or a huge medical organization, let's say the World Health Organization, it will be that you'll be analyzing their historical data, helping them find out patterns in terms of disease outbreaks. So maybe there's this issue that World Health Organization noticed, that once there's a cholera outbreak, it's usually followed by maybe an outbreak in I don't know, COVID-19, although that was just a one-time thing, but you get what I mean. Okay, so that's what you'll be doing as a data analyst. Now, as a data scientist, you talked about prediction. That is cancer prediction. That is where data science comes in, whereby you go ahead to build machine learning models. Now, your machine learning model you then need to decide if your machine learning model would need to be more precise or more accurate. Now, what is precision and accuracy? Precision is you being fine with getting more, how do I put this now? Okay, so precision is you being fine in getting the right answers, even if it means you are failing. And accuracy means that you want to get the right answer only when it's correct. All right. Let me give a quick example. I know we are already running out of time, but a quick example. Let's say you are a bank customer. Now, as a bank customer, if the bank is going to build the machine learning model, what would they be interested in? Would they be interested in precision or accuracy? The bank would be interested more in accuracy. Now, what does that mean? That if there's a fraudulent transaction going on, they would want it to be alerted, even if it's not true. All right, that they are fine with having what we call false positives. All right, that, oh, you're alerted, oh, there's a fraudulent transaction, and then you tried putting everything in place to ensure that your money is not stolen, and it was not true. It was just a misprediction, but with the system, and it was not true. It's fine. You are fine, because there's no harm done in protecting yourself some more. So they prefer they prefer catching. Let's place it that way. They prefer catching a fraudulent transaction than you getting notified of a fraudulent transaction when it's not actually fraudulent. And then for hospitals, they could rely more on precision. What is precision? Precision means that when you are told there's a fraudulent transaction, you are sure there's a fraudulent transaction. So for things that the model might not be sure on, that's is it a fraudulent transaction or is it not a fraudulent transaction? If the model is not sure, they will not alert you. Okay, if the model is not sure, you would not be alerted that, oh, it's a fraudulent transaction. If it needs to be 100% sure, that's precision. So there might be some fraudulent transaction that it might not capture. There might be some fraudulent transactions it might not capture. But because it's dealing towards precision more, it's fine. Because all it wants is to ensure that as soon as it does not want to have what we call false positives, whereby it tells you that there's something, but it's false. So in the health sector, it's now depending on the particular sector, it could be precision or accuracy. So precision could be when a patient has cancer, that you want to be sure they have cancer before you tell them they have cancer. In so doing, you might miss a few cancer, maybe you might miss a few, but that you want to be sure the patient has cancer before you say they have cancer. That's precision. Or accuracy, that you want that you are fine telling someone that does not have cancer that they have cancer, as long as you're able to catch most of the cancer patients. So for you to do something like that, cancer predictions, you would need to now work with your machine learning models delving towards what? That's core machine learning. That's core data science. So both of them would work. It now all depends on, and for the X sector, any of them works. It now depends on what do you see yourself doing. What section do you think you would what section do you think you would succeed in, that you'll be better in? Okay, I hope I answered the question, Mark. I hope I did.
Yeah, you did a great job. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, so I can't see your bracket was, but I will hope I answered Mark's question. So guys, please ensure you register as soon as possible, okay? Because like I mentioned, the discount is just for the first 20 persons. And okay, thank you very much, Olajide, okay? So the discount is just for the first 20 persons, and you want to ensure that you're part of that, okay? Quick, 6 o'clock. What you have to do, please do quick. Cheers, everyone.